You're watching When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong.
This motherfucker is psychotic. I bet you there's serial killers less anal. Yeah, white woman's probably the only one who'll tolerate your smug ass. Yeah, I was your white woman for 11 years. Couldn't have started that damn company without me. Hell, I worked my ass off. I mean, I got a master's degree in business, and there I was, his secretary, his office manager, and his computer. No, Bernadine, you can't start the catering business this year. Why don't you wait a few years, huh? Yeah, don't start it right now. Wait 1, 2, 3 years. I need you to be the fucking background to my foreground. 732. 732. The number of times we made love. I remember when that bastard told me he was counting. Right after 51, I'll show you. Fuck me for not leaving your ass in. But the worst, all the fucking worst, making my kids go to a school with only 2 other black children because you don't want them to be improperly influenced. Well, guess what, John? You're the motherfucking improper influence. Get your shit, and get out.
You know, you don't have to go.
I do have
The
to
Reverend won't be home. He'll be gone all night. He's probably out there giving some salvation to some poor soul.
Huh. That's what you call it nowadays? Salvation? That's what he's doing? You know what he's doing. Probably who he's doing it to.
Well, yeah, I'm not a total fool. But until I met you, there was nothing I could do about it. But you all the revenge I need. You sweet thing, you.
I know the feeling, Sister Sarah. You're all the revenge I need.
Why'd you say that? What do you mean?
I mean that the right Reverend Lennox Thomas, your husband, fucked my wife and made her pregnant. And I fucked his wife. And I figure that makes me and the Reverend even.
You made a fool out of me. With all your gifts and flowers and sweet talk.
Nigga, do you know I will kill you now?
Appears to be locked.
Don't fall.
Come on, get out.
Uh-oh.
Come on, get out.
Sister Sarah. Oh my God, my limbs!
Yeah,
I dropped my limbs! Mm-hmm. I'll be blind!
Yeah, you gonna be blind.
I can't.
Come on.
Help!
I'll give you some help.
Will you listen to me? My husband gave your wife a baby. Well, you gonna give me a baby. Now, is that a deal?
No!
Is that a deal?
Yes, that's a deal!
All right. Now, take off them clothes.
Huh?
And get on your J.O.B.
Can I turn out the light, dear?
You know what? The family fucked my husband. Yeah, Faith fucked my husband.
Miles.
Terry.
And what are you gonna say, huh?
Terry,
Terry, what?
can we talk about this?
Can we talk about what? Fuck you!
Let it go! Let it go!
Out. I'm so sorry. Get out!
And get in. Hey, in the groove. What's going on, y'all? Yep. It's going to be that kind of show tonight. I am Odu Adamu, your host for the evening. And look, you know what the story is. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. So that song was written by Homer Banks. I knew this was going to happen to you one day. Carl Hampton and Raymond Carter. And they were on the Stax, one of the Stax songwriting teams in-house. wrote the song for the emotions, ended up becoming a huge hit for Luther Ingram. And then, as you know, it's been covered and covered and covered. Everyone from Isaac Hayes to the Bar-Kays to Barbara Mandrell. So that song is one of those go-tos when we talk about stepping out. And then also interesting, Banks and Raymond got together again, and they got with Betty Crutcher, and they wrote Who's Making Love by Johnny Taylor, another classic one. And then Homer Banks' twin brother, James Banks, wrote Woman to Woman for Shirley Brown. So just right there, we know there was a whole lot of stepping out going on. So we have those songs. We're going to talk about some other songs tonight, some of our favorites. And you know what? As we talk, we may even share some personal stories. We're going to have to see. And depending on what we share, we might take it out later. So you better be watching the show live. So get your drink, get your seat, and join us and get in the groove. Hey, welcome, yo. So, yes, last week we had Trevor and Rainier. This week is Keondae and Donnell. Y'all speak to the folk. Say hey.
What's up, people? What's up?
Hello.
Good to be back with y'all. Yes.
Yeah, I'm ready for this one.
Oh, okay. Well, you ready? Well, I am glad to have y'all here. And let me just shout out everyone. The love has kept pouring in. It's been beautiful. Still getting letters about Dee Dee Bridgewater, still getting letters about the Four Elements. And I want to thank everybody because there's some specific things, excuse me, with people understanding that it's cool to shift it up. You know, so like last week, you know, was that kind of episode and that we can go back and forth because music is everywhere and music is everything. So the fact that, you know, the folks are getting that and joining in, big shout out to the In the Groove group. Yo, y'all keep us going. Y'all keep us on our toes and fingers and P's and Q's and I's dotted and T's crossed. So again, we're here tonight to talk about infidelity, indiscretions, one night stands, and all that. But we have a special guest because you know we always do it in the 4. You know, not on a 1, not on a 2, not on a 3, but on a 4. So we're bringing on this young man right here, who I just have to shout out. This is my boy, my brother. Got to give him love. Hitting number 3 on iTunes R&B charts for his debut release in 24 hours. Oh, we're going to bring on David Sosa. What's up? Welcome.
Thank you.
To our happy hour. So we got a lot to talk about, but you know, David, I just have to ask you, how does it feel, dude?
It feels great. It feels humbling. It feels just, I'm honored to be, I mean, I was amongst Aretha and Bill Withers and
your girl Mariah.
I was with Mariah. Come on, like, I mean, so just on various levels, on various eras, and what personifies, you know, and really exemplifies soul music and R&B music, for me to be considered enough to be listened to and put in any category that's close to proximity of these artists. I was just like, I'll take it. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And run with it.
Right, and do it. And I want to thank you. Something you don't know, and I typically do that when folks come in, I got to share something, is this: you inspired me, which is kind of part of why we have In the Groove. You know, we were talking and you were working on the album. You're like, yo, it's coming in June. And you just were fearless around it. And I had to really sit in whatever I've been wanting to do that hasn't been happening. And I've been waiting for this or waiting for that, yes, or whatever, and just step forward and do it. So for inspiring me, I thank you. And, you know, we also want to give the people a taste of the music. So, because we need people to get out there. Just because he's been number 3 don't mean you can't still go download the joint on iTunes. You got no, come on, the more the better. Take it back, take it to number 1. So I'm going to give people a taste of your second single from that release. Let me know. Sue?
Awesome.
I know, y'all don't hear these. I'm just doing this.
I was like, wait a minute.
Right. No, it's you know, it's a thing. But we in this.
Okay.
I think Sue. Hey. David, you just go ahead to sing it live for people because we just had to do the song and stuff. Yeah. Come on, hit it. Well, I tell you what. No, we do need to wait. We need to do this part because once we get into the groove, did you? No, Sue, we didn't. All right, so we get back up notes and stuff. Let me see here. Let me see. So we're gonna keep it going. Y'all go ahead and talk to people. Okay, Sue's gonna play it again. I don't know if everybody out there heard it and we just didn't hear it. Let me switch over the comments. Oh, this is all the way live show tonight, baby. All right, Donnell, Trevor wants your shirt. See, now when stuff like this happen, I can actually notice the comments, right?
Now see. Just because I was representing Patty that night, I told you I got 4.
I was repping with you.
Yeah.
So
that's right. Yeah.
So wait, so we may be in a tech thing where we're not seeing the video. I just need somebody in the comments to let me know if y'all saw the video.
They said they didn't hear it.
They didn't hear it. Okay. So yeah, Sue. So we in this. So okay. I know the songs we're gonna talk about. We got a little time. What's the songs you wanted to talk about that we're not going to get to talk about tonight? And so people in the comments, actually, what y'all can start to do is list the songs under these topics that you love. The cheating, the treachery, what's the street words people use for this? The ratchetness and all that. And list them by men, list them by women, list them by group. And if you list one that we mention later that's on our list, you know, we're going to drink to it. We just going to drink to it, period. I don't care. Yeah, so we just going to drink and talk while we waiting for that. Look, we knew how to do this before there was technology, so we're going to do that. So, David, why don't you lead us in a toast tonight?
In a toast?
Yeah, boo. Come on now.
Come on.
It's a toast to, first of all, happiness, to joy and prosperity, and to music, good music that has sustained us and that has brought us through so much. I'm sure it's done for y'all like it's done for me. Brought us through so many situations, good, bad, and ugly. So as long as we stay in the groove, we good.
All right. Hey.
Okay.
Cheers. Yeah. We could just drink for an hour. But okay. All right. And raise a glass up celebrating their 5th anniversary, Keondae and Aaron. Hey, that's right.
It's your anniversary.
Yes. I'll drink to that, baby. So now, people ain't watching to see us drink, even though that's what they're going to get. But they do want to hear us talk about music. So again, what songs did we not plan to talk about that are in your head? And we just had some of that conversation like, oh my gosh, I wasn't even thinking about that song. Well, I wish I could bring that song up. Anybody jump in?
Well, you know, I was just all over.
I don't want to do wrong. Gladys Knight in the pit. I know. Go ahead.
Well, no, I didn't even go there. See, but since you brought it up, no, 3 times 2 equals 6. Vanity 6. You know,
okay. Yes. Yeah.
Because it was fun. I mean, we talking about a serious topic, that was a fun song. And Donnell and I had talked about that. 3 times 2 equals 6. I mean, I'm sorry. If a girl answers, don't hang up.
That's the phone. I knew what you meant, but I was just going to let
Don't hang
If a
up.
girl answers, don't hang up. Yes, that was. I remember me, a 10-year-old child, jamming to that. I'm like, what am I listening to? But you thought that was your man, but somebody else answering the phone. But okay, we'll work with it. We'll work with it. And Brenda got all the way together. All the way together at the end. Yes, she did.
Okay. Once again, I was talking about Bobby Womack. I wish he didn't trust me so much. We was talking about that one because a lot of the songs that we hear that's about cheating, it is coming from either the person who is cheating or the one who is getting cheated on. And this particular song comes from the point of view of the one from the outside of the couple that's actually in the couples. And so I like that from a narrative point of view. And one that just popped in my head and is going to be R. Kelly, Trapped in the Closet.
The whole but keep it on the down low when the woman's fed up. With Sparkle, you better be careful. There's a whole R. Kelly thing, and we see where he at now. That's why we ain't playing the music.
Exactly right. And that's exactly where I was going. In the fact that it's not politically correct, I guess, to play it, and I really don't play. Well, I didn't care too much about it, knowing, but by me writing fiction and by that song being told in a narrative, I'm following the story like, oh, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? And then the song ends at a cliffhanger. I'm like, what happens? What happens? So it was the structure of it was just unique.
I hear you. And then he showed up with Kelly Price, Mr. Big. How you doing, Mr. Big? Right. I was like,
right. All three parts singing in.
Right. And so David. Now, David.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was thinking about Nancy Wilson. Guess who I saw today?
Yeah.
And I was like, I was trying to match eras and really try to get into that mode. But I love this one. It was so poetic. It was such a classy, way of just letting you know, I saw you. Very Woman of Brewster's Place moment. You know what I mean? So it was just one of those things. But yeah, like I just think about those songs like that, and similar to what Donnell was saying, just that storytelling, like you don't really get that too much anymore. Like a good storytelling, which is what like I thought music was really, really about. And growing up, that's kind of what we heard. We were exposed to storytelling, right? So yeah, I thought about that. I thought about Nancy Wilson. I was like, you know what? I was like, maybe it's gonna be out of date for this, but
no. And I see friend of mine, Kelly Price, and then Trevor. Did you read The Morning Paper by Diana Ross? Trevor think he on the show this week. Hey, Trevor. Do not leave Trevor out. Hey, Trevor. And it's interesting for me because typically, I like to hear what everyone else is going to talk about, and then I like to fill in the gaps. So once I kind of saw the listing, I knew like it was for me all about like dance records. And it was so interesting that there's all these songs you party to, but if you stop and listen to the lyrics, excuse me, there's all this thing happen. And then those kind of continuing storylines, woman to woman, all of that, her woman, another man, all of that, she got the papers, I got the man. Like it was just all that kind of thing was happening for me. But it was interesting in doing this and seeing y'all stuff. There were patterns. I'm not going to say what they are. Maybe you guys know them about yourselves or they'll pop up in the group. But I will out mine so no one has to tell me, oh, my God, give me a good revenge song. Like all my songs were like revenge. I was like, oh, yeah. Like they were just like, So we're going to see. So, hey, Trevor. So you know what? So apparently there's something, but we're going to see something here. I'm going to have Sue take us into This Is a Man's World, the first segment. And let's see if we have any tech things with that. Sue, let's try that out and see what we get.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mhm.
David, you sing the song. You know the song.
Write me in, Mr. Jones.
Ooh. Ooh.
And y'all folks, when you see your song, just shout out so people will know since we can't hear it.
So yeah, that was definitely my song. I thought it was a trifling song. I'm like, y'all both got obligations, which means you both got somebody else and still meet every day in sneaky tips.
Right. And it was
crafty.
Oh yes.
Crafty,
Someone else is stepping in.
And that's all ZZ Hill was ever going to sing about.
You know, ZZ Hill was the king of cheating songs. So
right. That's all he was going to. That's all he
was going to give. But I love this one because he's singing about his woman's point of view in the song. Because she's saying, you've been stepping out, but somebody else is stepping in. Right?
Yes,
You know,
yes.
she got her,
Denise
she got her new
LaSalle.
attitude.
Denise LaSalle wrote that song, which will speak to you later. And here's mine, D'Angelo, shit damn mother. Oh, I should got to tell you, this parental advisory show. You should have noticed from the clips earlier. Shit damn motherfucker. Yes. Why are the both of you bleeding so much? Why am I in handcuffs? Because it took it to this level, but in a very poetic, kind of romantic D'Angelo way. Like when this live performance is a little angst and angry, but when you hear the record, it's like a nice little vibe, and then you're like, wait a minute, what the hell's going on with D'Angelo? So and the good thing is,
perform that is awesome.
Yes. So now so we talked a little bit about this, but let's go back. Anything more we want to add and why we picked the songs that we did for this segment around men, because there's so many songs out there.
Well, Still Away to the Highway was from Luther Ingram, and everyone jumped on If Loving You Is Wrong. I Don't Want to Be Right, also from Luther Ingram, and I don't know if, given the chronological order of when the songs were released, I don't know if Luther Ingram was trying to, or if the label was trying to let Luther Ingram let lightning strike twice in the same place, you know. So maybe, you know, let me see if we can get another hit off of this, and so we'll do another song. But I just like the way that Steal Away to the Highway sound. I like the way that it sounded a bit more than If Loving You Was Wrong. It was the way the verses progressed and got higher and higher and higher in key until we got into the chorus, and then he was really pushing his voice. And so it was the delivery of that song that made me like it more than If Loving You Was Wrong. And plus, he was always talking about sneaking away with his woman. He had guaranteed reservations without no hesitation, he says. I was like, okay, dear. Yeah, 10 years old. I'm like, yeah.
Y'all, when y'all was 10, was doing some things. Who else? And so what I'm finding out from behind the scenes from our tech team is that they're hearing it fine. So it may be an issue with StreamYard. We've never had this experience before, so I'm not sure. But as long as you can hear us, we're going to talk about the music. You know, we're gonna make it anyway. So anyone else I want to add into why they picked what they did for the men's world?
Well, I chose someone else stepping in because, first of all, I love ZZ Hill. He is a part of my childhood. I remember, again, 8, 9, 10 years old, the grown folks are playing this music, and I'm jamming to it, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm hearing, but I'm loving it. And they were getting their groove on, like, hey. My first choice, of course, was Cheating in the Next Room. But I was like, that's so obvious, you know, but that's ZZ Hill. But when I listen to him to this day, it takes me back to that time watching the grown folks dance around. And ZZ Hill had the way of telling these stories, but it's still, there was a sexiness to his delivery. And it made you feel good. Even when I hear Cheating in the Next Room, I hear the beginning of that, I'm like, oh, sounds like a wonderful love song, but you're going into something else. And the same way with someone else stepping in.
Okay. David, anything to add around? Because you said it was trifling. So what?
It was
do you think?
trifling. No, I mean, similarly, like I heard it growing up and would just kind of sing along to it and not really pay attention to the words. And I think as a young kid, you just do that. You just sing in whatever. And then as I got older and I listened back to it, I was like, ain't this about a like I was like, really? And I just really paid attention to it some more. And you know, I think the important part about it for me, what stood out, because it's something that I still jam to, like when it comes on, trifling or not. But it's just something that he portrayed a level of intensity and sweetness in it. This was something very complicated that he knew was wrong. He maybe didn't want to do it, but he felt so impulsed, like he couldn't help it. It was already too late. It was something he had invested in emotionally, and he's trying to figure out how to have his cake and eat it too. And I think, you know, this whole conversation, which we'll probably get into later, discussion is just so layered. It's a layered conversation, and so I there's something in his delivery and how he sung about it and stuff that I just definitely really enjoyed.
All right.
Can I add something, David, to that? Because comparing his version, which is the version, of course, the Dramatics had a version of it as well. They had a hit with it. Completely different feel. Completely different feel on both versions. I mean, Billy Paul, you felt your heartstrings being tugged at. Dramatics, it was a more softer, love songy, smooth feel to it. Same song, completely different approach to it, but got to give it to Billy Paul though.
Oh, def. But I'm glad you brought that up actually, because that goes into a conversation that was happening in the group talking about, I think it was a lot around Whitney Houston covers and comparing them with groups. And I think that there is a distinct way a solo performer will deliver a song versus a group. There's a different level you get to be in the song, and also it becomes very personal and intimate because it's one person singing. Absolutely. Versus everyone, you know, a lead singer and people backing up as if you called them all on the phone and got them together and they were all in harmony about your situation. So I think, you know, that's what happens. And then there's a coolness about Billy Paul. Like, you know, and you know, I'm from Philly, so I can go in on this, but I'll just say there's a coolness about him because it's not even a story that was even about him. It was just seeing this woman in a restaurant all the time. And they created a story behind why was she there? What was she doing? She was meeting this man, et cetera, et cetera. But he delivers it like, you're like, oh yeah, that Billy Paul, that's really his life. Like, you're like, that is not just a made up thing. So he's got that hands down. And I went with D'Angelo because, like I said, I look at what everyone sends and I wanted to do something, I don't want to say more modern, but that was a little more current, to see how people are expressing this to show, because the beauty is, you know, when you have a blues record, you have sometimes a comedic understanding of a situation. When you have a ballad, you can have this kind of love, romantic understanding of a situation. And then D'Angelo gives you, well, shit, damn motherfucker. Like it's like, which you can sometimes be the real life understanding of a situation. So we have those. And yes, I see Part-Time Lover by Stevie Wonder popped up. I'm going to save some of the ones people talked about by women. We're going to bring those up in a minute. So yeah, keep that list coming. Keep that list coming. So what we're going to do, speaking of women, Sue, let's try this one. Even if we don't hear it, we'll see the things and we'll talk about them as they go on. So when a woman's fed up,
Yes.
little bit like
Lord.
Come on. Oh.
Yes, 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 yes,
You know how hard
yes.
it is to have a quiet praise.
Right. So look, the sister said they're gonna be heard. They said, I don't know what's up with the brothers, but we coming through with vocals, and we don't
Y'all
need
had
that
your
much
turn.
volume. Yes, yes. So before we get out, I just want to mention As We Lay, because As We Lay, it just seems to be the all-time, even in the group. I mean, everyone goes to As We Lay. Shirley Murdoch, half her discography is about somebody else, man. But As We Lay, so I had to find an As We Lay moment that I had not seen before.
I never seen it. So
Yeah, right. Well, that's what I do. Her and Kelly, yo. So that was As We Lay. But now we had some other selections, and I don't know who's gonna somebody jump. You know what? Let's just do it like this. Who's supposed to somebody go? Dun, boom.
I was just gonna say, you dropped in with Shirley Caesar. Child, I would love to hear Shirley Caesar.
As we lay for Jesus. Jesus. As we pray. As we pray. We don't worry about tomorrow. As we pray.
As we pray. I like
Now y'all know we need to drink for all that. Now you know where we going, so we might as well drink as much as we want to, because we got names now down there for sure. But go ahead, Donnell.
You spoke of Shirley Murdoch's discography, and here's that whole lightning in the bottle again thing, because the next single, the first single off the next album was Husband, which had me. But then it sounds like that she was like on the edge of cheating, because I remember the lyrics of that said that if I'm going to be a fool for any man, that man has got to be my husband. And so she was saying that everybody says that she should do it, but she's saying no. So that's more of a tempting type thing, not so much a cheating thing. And I wouldn't be surprised if Shirley Murdoch said, look, I'm a religious woman, and I don't just talk about doing As We Lay, so I need to put something out there to help counterbalance that cheating that I was doing in the previous album. You know, so that could have been it, but still, folks was, I know at 22, however old I was when that song came out, made me still think of cheating.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah,
So that we got love for Shirley, but I know you also had talk about your selection.
Oh, my selection. I'm sorry. In Love with Another Man. Jasmine Sullivan. Okay. Vocals. That's all it was. She could have been singing about the pink frosting on the birthday cake, and I would have loved it.
Good night.
She put that note in the end because off the first single, I really didn't care about the first single from that album. But In Love with Another Man made me stand up and go, hold on, wait a minute. This woman can sing. And that's all I cared about. So that's why I chose that one.
All right. And I'm just going to say why I didn't say the title. Yours was the most painful for me. Like when I saw you picked it, I've only listened to that song and seen that video one time. Because I feel like that dude, yo.
Yeah.
Like really. And I Yo, I was like, yo, why he picked this? I mean, the vocals, yes, but it was just that pain of that. And I'm not saying I've always been the upright dude either, but there's something about when a man, and that's what people kind of don't get, when a man feels like, it's like it's nothing like that, yo. So I was like, but I'm so glad you, because like you said, the vocals, powerhouse. And then Keondae.
See, I'm taking y'all back yet again.
To Pig Feet.
And the bottom
Denise LaSalle. Again, back to my childhood and seeing these older folks, the grown folks. Let me get that together. Sing these songs and play this. This "Don't Mess with My Man" was an anthem for the older women when I was a kid. Don't mess with my man. It's a take on Coco Taylor's "You Can Have My Husband," but Denise LaSalle's reinvention of that song. And you can't get away with that line. You can have my husband, but don't mess with my man. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's just one of those moments you just can't get away from. It's from that album, A Lady in the Streets. If y'all know that, a lady. Denise, come on. You just got to get gut bucket and raunchy when it comes to Denise LaSalle. And she always brought it. She was always going to tell you the truth, how she felt. You take it or leave it, but this is what it's going to be. Don't mess with my man. Don't you do it. You can have my no good husband, but don't mess with my man.
And the beauty, because she was also a songwriter, is we kind of go to this, the men have all these women and stuff, but she takes that on. No, the things that fellas do, we just do it smarter. That's why you don't know about it. And we know how to run the game. And Denise LaSalle ran the game, baby. Just Google Denise LaSalle and look at the images, and you will know she ran the game through the decades. She created the game, and she put the dots on the dice. That's what Denise LaSalle did. And so for mine, again, I was coming up, and I'm going to be real with you. Like, for the walk in the video alone, I was picking Janet, Son of a Gun. Just to see her walk through, down. So that was going to be that. But it's just a hot track. And I see, Son of a Gun, revenge song, You Got Me Down, Pat. So it's time to take a drink. That's from Al, just this Berber. When it ain't no vowels, I just that's a bit about. But you got me. But I mean, and it's the attitude, and we, Renee and all that stuff. But Janet just knows how to take life and give it to you, but work it. Because some people take life and you like after the third song on the album, I ain't going to name no names, but I'm going to drink this lemonade real quick. You going to think like, yo, like, can we pick this up? I mean, get over some of that stuff before you get creative. And like, we want to see the breakthrough. I ain't saying no names again, the breakthrough, but Janet takes you through the journey. Yes, I was in love with him. Yes, he did that. Yes, I was over it. Yes, this happened. And voila, son of a gun. And let me just run on through and give you some runway. So that's my job.
And collect the record money.
Right, and get my stuff back. And let me call my girl Missy up to help out on the remix. So there you have it. But then we got to take this to David Sosa because you picked the one. I mean, and I'm going to tell y'all the other thing about of all the kind of doing these packages, this was the hardest one because some of them, like Tina Marie got a note that's longer than the 30 seconds I could put in there. I was just going to ride it through the whole song. So David, Casanova Brown.
Well, first of all, it's one of my favorite vocal moments of Tina Marie. I think we've all heard her do so many different things with her voice, but this was the first time I felt like for me, that she just sat in a song in a very particular manner and she just wrote it out really lovely. And the words, I mean, the words, she's pretty much talking to these other girls, but she's like, I know who I got with. I know he cheats. Clairvoyance. I know it even, and I know his past, but that doesn't have to diminish what we have when we're together. And again, it's just that other layer. It's like some folks know they're getting cheated on, and not everybody's like me and D'Angelo ready to cut somebody. Sometimes sometimes we're ready to just be in the mix and take what we take, and again, we don't know how to quit somebody, right? It was that whole break, was that broke down mountain or whatever it's called. It was like, I don't know how to quit you. I don't know. Like, this is already what it is. And so I just felt it was a different take on being cheated upon, or what the cheating element was, and still, you know, honoring whatever she did have with him when she had him.
Absolutely.
Yes,
And,
yes, yes. And it's just so. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
I was just going to say, I love Tina Marie. That's my homegirl. But it's interesting. Some songs are written so beautifully, and we've known every word, and you don't realize they're cheating songs. It just hit me that Casanova Brown is about that. I'm like, I've been singing this for decades, and it just clicked to me on what she was talking about. It's a beautiful love song. She's talking about Casanova Brown. Okay, wonderful. But some songs can be deceptive like that, and that's one.
I'm basically with Keontae on the same thing. Tina Marie in that song, I mean Tina Marie period, you know, but Tina Marie had some runs for your ass.
Oh my God, come on!
And in that one note at the end where she's really wailing, it sounded like this. I'm like, oh man, and I just remember being absolutely furious with Video Soul when she was singing it live at the piano at Video Soul, and they cut her off. I was like, no, right when she's ready to get it. And I was like, you no good son of a guns.
What?
There was a moment. This is a moment in the past. Just a quick flashback with Tim. It was me, Tim, and some other folk, and we were all drinking and having a good old time, and we were all singing different songs that we love. And he was like, "Oh, there's somebody told him to sing Tina Marie song because he used to kill a Tina Marie song. Like he killed Tina Marie songs." So I was just like, this man sang Casanova Brown and proceeded to hit that note and hold it out in the back of my damn living room, and I swore it took everything inside me not to just chuck things at him across the room. I was just like, this days I don't need it. It does, like when you have an artist that not only can write the way she wrote and emote the way she emoted, but to be able to sing that and put herself into it, and the vocal acrobatics, the lungs, the breath control. I mean, it's just you don't even hear that no more like that. It's just
no, you don't.
You just
everything made sense. And he's referencing our buddy Tim Dillinger, brother man, who is going to be on next season. That's right. We already planning for season 2. That's how we do here. I ain't gonna tell you what the topic is, but he's going to be on here. And you know, let me get to some of the comments before we get to the next part. And y'all know I got mad love for Tina Marie. I ain't starting that conversation. But I'm going to get into yes, I heard it through the grapevine for the men, Marvin Gaye, and everybody else. That's Trevor. And then we have for women, yes, Hit 'em Up Style, Blue Cantrell, You Ought to Know, Alanis Morissette. Yes, Amy Winehouse, You Know I'm No Good. Yes, To the Left, To the Left. Now, that's the Beyonce stuff I'm talking about. She was like irreplaceable, but get me body. That's how you do an album. Yes. Exactly. All right, Long Black Veil by Johnny Cash. We going back to the man. Oh, dude, it's hilarious. He sure is. So, all right, as we pray. Okay, no, I'm trying to forget I even did that. That's why my mama can't watch the show. So now this one, and we're going to get into this. So we talked about men, we talked about women. So now we're going to do what I call couple and group therapy. So these are songs that are, you know, by couples or groups that are about cheating. And y'all know I love a story behind a song. So I'm going to start this one out. My choice for this was Love's Train by Confunction. And I mean, there's a gazillion songs, you know, I was going to go, but I picked this for the story. So Michael Cooper and Felton Pilate, who were both members of Confunction, well, Felton was dating a girl. And the girl started hitting up Michael Cooper. And he thought Felton and her had broke up, but they hadn't. So she was seeing both of them at the same time. So one night, Michael Cooper came over to a spot and he rang the bell and she was like, no, you can't come up. Felton is here. And he was devastated. I mean, this is his bandmate. And he's like, yo, and he didn't know what was going on. So he went home. The story is he went home and started writing, you know, Warm Night, Can't Sleep, and wrote the song. So now here's the twist on this. Felton had done a track, and he had some lyrics on it that the band wasn't really feeling. So Michael Cooper took the lyrics he wrote and put them on Felton's track. So the band wanted to do the song. Felton was like, no, you're not going to do this song, da, 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 da. Eventually he gave in, and we know the, the history of the song being a hit, but here's the thing. So every time they sang that song, the two of them are on stage reliving this experience around the same woman. So for that, I had to pick that for the song I put here. Love's Train. Plus, I mean, come on. Quiet Storm, Love's Train is everything, everything. So that's my contribution. Hit it.
I never knew that was a cheating song. I gotta listen to the lyrics.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's my chances. Oh yeah, the whole thing. That's all it's about.
I didn't know either.
Yeah, it's yeah. Take a listen to that, yo. I mean, and it's about it's definitely her playing both of the. Well, when you y'all go listen to it anyway.
Yeah, we
not now.
The song that I chose for the group therapy is not well known. Well, I don't know how well you know it. Soul Children, 1969. It's a self-titled album. The big hit from that album is The Sweeter He Is. But my song that I chose from that is a song called I'll Understand. It opens up that second side of that LP. And it's, Soul Children was Stax Records. Isaac Hayes produced them. And it was 2 men and 2 women. In fact, Jay Blackfoot was one of the men who later went on to sing Taxi, Take Me to the Other Side. Okay, so he used to be in the Soul Children.
Yes, which Homer Banks wrote, who did
Homer Banks got around.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so anyway, it's a narrative, and one man and one woman is singing, and they're talking about how they're in this secret love affair, but they're both married to other people. And so if you see me in the street and you turn your head, then I'll understand, because she said that we have to keep it on the down low. We have to creep here. We have to be careful. And so if you don't give me any sort of acknowledgement when I see you in public, then I'll understand. So that's the whole gist of that song, in that if you don't give me the attention that I crave when if you don't give me the same attention in public that you give me when we're in private, then I understand. And as the song is fading out, the girl is saying, if you tell me to meet you somewhere, baby, and you don't show up, I'll understand. I was like, now hold on now, girl. So that was my contribution. And my mother played it all the time anyway. So.
And what was the other track by them? Like, if I'm all right being the other woman.
Yeah, I'll be the other woman. That's
baby.
That's from the Friction album. That
the
is
Soul Children and Stax, baby. What was going on in Memphis was the spot.
And then it was another track called Love Makes It Right, whereas she's singing about how she's in love with the married man. And so she went to her mother for advice, and the mother says, what God has joined together, let no man put asunder. So therefore you keep out of this. But as she's walking home after getting the advice, she said, yes, that's the answer. That's the true answer. But what I wish she said was, if you love the man, go ahead and keep on seeing him, because love makes it right. That's the gist of that.
Oh, Jesus. So all y'all, we're going to be on YouTube with the Soul Children tonight, baby.
That's one of the drinking songs.
Right. Brown liquor. So David?
I chose Ntume, You, Me, and He. Something about the lyrics that she just stated, like, I never thought this would happen to me. And if you've ever been in that situation where you were like, nah, not me, because I've been hurt before. And as you grow, as situations occur, that could be you. Mm-hmm. And we're capable of anything, right? Mm-hmm. And so it was just one of those moments where I felt like it kind of flipped the script a bit and kind of let people know, like, again, the layers to how infidelity can be. Like, sometimes it's not planned. It's not you trying to just dog somebody, whatever. Like, sometimes things happen, and sometimes people just don't nip it in the bud, and when it starts, and it becomes this whole other thing, right? But that part of it, of the lyric, really got to me in the essence of, she was like, I never thought that would be me. I never thought it would be me who did this particular thing, and it was in this instant. And this notion of what are we gonna do about it?
Right.
And so I just thought that was interesting, and I was like, you know what? I was like, I think it's worth bringing up into the mix again, just for layered discussion purposes that we may have later.
Oh no, that's my joint. And then when you see that video, it's played so well. It's like, yo, you caught up in the story, like this is really going on for them. So no, that was one I wanted to pick, didn't pick. Glad you picked. And then Keondae, you took me to it.
Did I take you to it?
You took me to it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. This was the hardest one for me to choose because I was like, what groups can I pick? As I was thinking through this, I happened to be playing Renee and Angela in the background, right? And I love Renee and Angela. You know, they're known for their love songs and their chemistry with each other, their songwriting and producing abilities, and I'll Be Good and Your Smile and all these, My First Love and all that.
That's not too.
Oh, come on now. All that. So I'm just jamming to them in the background. Then Secret Rendezvous came on. I was like, wait a minute. Secret Rendezvous. There it is right there. There. Secret Rendezvous. You know, they are always known for their up-tempo, their funky stuff. I've heard this song a million times. I knew they were talking about infidelities, but they did it in such a way that was funky and fun and sexy and got you into the groove with it. But Secret Rendezvous, they both have something going on with somebody else, but they acknowledge that this is where they want to be right here and right now. Sneak off. We're going to take this time. We're going to be together. We're going to do it, and it's going to be all right. And in this mix, in the music, you're jamming to it, you're grooving to it. They're having some fun on their Secret Rendezvous.
Oh, deaf. You know, even though in real life they had whatever they had going on, that jam was it. And then I'm seeing in the group, now Trevor talking about he wasn't old enough to remember the Soul Children. Trevor, you are one of the Soul Children. Now, Say My Name by Destiny. Okay. So we got a lot. So y'all keep Creep by TLC. I remember seeing that earlier, and there was some other group songs. So I'm going to try to get to those, but I'm gonna add one more. Yes, Barbara Mason, Another Man. There you go. And to the point of a song being so beautiful, you don't pay attention to what it is. Where Is the Love? By Johnny Hathaway and Roberta Flack. It's just so pretty. And then you're like, you said that when you never leave, what? We never say goodbye. And then you're like, wait a minute. What in the world? Oh gosh, I ain't going to I was all devastated and everything. That's kind of sometimes what happens with cheating. It does come wrapped in pretty words, etc., which is why it occurs in the first place. But it's just like that was a feeling for me. And it's a good segue into the next part. So there's all this energy around pain and angst and all this with affairs and what to do, etc. And sometimes you just dance the blues away. So we're going to get into some tracks that's about some wrong stuff, but you can still get down with it. So, Sue.
What am I supposed to do? Oh, what am I supposed to do, baby, when I'm so hooked up on you?
Sing.
Go ahead. That you are somebody else's guy. Oh yeah. Why you wanna do this to me, boy? You know that I needed you. You know that you've been the world to me. You know I had to have you. Now I'm gonna find somebody new.
Oh God.
But the more you lie to me, the more I hurt.
Come on, Sonny Anderson.
Things you used to say would sound so sweet. I'm not to believe.
Come on, studio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So, yo. So, first of all, I got to say, when I was putting together this package, it was like planning a drag show. I was like, okay, and then we're going to lead up, and then Ebony Blue is going to end with It's Not Right, It's Okay to Thunderpuss remix. So let me just say that. And then OPP was like the drag king going to come out, yo, what's up? And I was like, yo, this is like the Tuesday night show. But I just want to start off with Jocelyn Brown real quick, somebody else's guy, because none of us said that. But that's like the As We Lay of dance records. I mean, like that's the 1-1. So, you know, and shout out to Jocelyn Brown for singing almost all the songs we dance to. She has been, when it comes to dance music, the voice. And so then we're going to go to another The Voice. So Keondae, you start us off with this.
Yes, it's not right, but it's okay. When I first heard that, I was like, okay, Whitney, you got me on that one, because she coined the term for me to use a few more times after that. I was like, okay, and it jammed to it. I'll tell you, when I remember the day I bought that album, and that song specifically, it stood out because not only could I move to it, but there had been some situations that had happened with me, personal situations. I was like, okay, it's not right, but it's all right. It's okay. Mm-hmm. I'm going to move on. I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm going to take care of my business. I'm going to handle mine. You pack your stuff. You're going about your way. So that song spoke to me in a big way. So when this part came, I knew exactly what song that I was going to choose. It's not right, but it's always okay. And I'm going to be all right. And I'm going to be okay.
There you go. There you go. And so, David, you picked one of my homegirls, Miss Jody Watley. What's up?
I just love, because you know what, it really became, I think it was an anthem for a few people, and it was such an empowerment. Like, she was just like, you didn't appreciate me, I'll find somebody who does. Like, and it really was just that whole deal, like, you know, best way to get over a man is to get underneath another, right? And so it was just that whole deal, and there was power in it. There was just power in it. She wasn't, you know, stunting on nobody. She wasn't crying over nobody. She was like, nope. It's done. You did what you did, and I got to keep it moving. And I love that. I wish I could have done that in certain moments of my life. So I think it was just, it was just one of the ones I had to put up in the mix for a good dance track on it too.
Look, I'm there with you. I'm there with you. And that whole first album, yo, that solo. Okay. I mean, even Shalimar. I mean, we could go on with Jody. So let me step out of that. But let me go to Sunshine Anderson. Why I picked that. For me, it's, you know, the song is the song. First of all. Heard it all before, and when that came out, that still is, that will be it. And I had to give her love because that's kind of most we know by Sunshine Anderson. Somebody might say, what's that, Lunch and Dinner? What's the next track after? Oh, see, never mind. So there you go. But that song was so hot. Like, what happened to Sunshine Anderson? So I'm putting it out there. So if you know what happened to Sunshine Anderson, tell her to hook me up, because that track is the joint. So, and we all heard it all before. I mean, I was at work. It was smudge your car. Yeah, the dog ate your homework. We heard it all before, so we know that one. And then we're going to go to Donnell.
ABC from the Jackson 5 is the sample that is in OPP. And you didn't know where I was going, did you?
Right, I was like, I know where I was. I was like, what have I been? I just started okay, all right, yeah, but I do. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
And that's what led me to. That's what led my ear to that song in the first place. Because one of the favorite things that I like to do with rap songs is listen to see if I can detect the sample that is being used. And at work, they was playing this on the overhead speakers, and I heard the Jackson 5, ABC. What's going on? And then I was like, wait a minute, this is something new. Oh, and then I listened to the song. I was like, this is so cool. This is really cool. And they're talking about indiscretion, but they're talking about the no pain involved, no strings attached. No, I'm going to feel so sad about this because I got cheated or whatever. It's like, are you down with it? Are you? If you cool with it, then I'm cool with it too. And so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna go back to our corners and not feel any guilt behind it. So that was the reason that I chose this, because all the other songs had some element of guilt or revenge involved. And the other reason that I chose this one specifically is because for the In the Groove show, in the fact that we have not really touched on rap yet. And so that was the chance to get rap in. You know, we got the blues in here, and we got regular R&B in here, and but we got a little jazz in the previous episode, but we hadn't touched on rap yet. So this is the time to.
All right, and I love you, Donnell, but I know you don't watch the show when you ain't on. We did a whole hip hop segment last week, but it's all right, baby.
All right, then.
Rainier, get them. No, but I know what you mean. It doesn't tend to be where we stay, so it is good. And that was the beauty, like I said, about tonight, is just a diverse lineup of things that we had, and all the different artists, you know, all the different types of songs. We were going to talk about revenge songs, but I want to take that conversation to the group. Because, and Donnell, you said something really powerful that, you know, before we wrap up, I want to reiterate this idea of choice in life and all our situations. We are choosing. Yes, we love the songs that can give us all this angst and pain, and then I'm the victim and all, but let's get real. There are no victims and no villains, only volunteers. So whatever your experience is, you're in that experience because you're choosing to be. And at any given moment, as you lay, you can get up. You can put your shit on and you can go home. And if you leave a sock, you can go to Walmart and get another pair. So that's a beautiful thing to kind of take us out on. So, but before we do, gosh, David, I want them to hear this thing, but I don't know what's going. I'm gonna put it up in the group so that you can hear a track. Pick up definitely your CD. And Dave, what's coming up next for you?
I'm just planning some interviews. I'm planning some home concert type deal. I'm trying to get some little mic I've been working with. I'm trying to get some other musicians and see if they're willing to even do just like an acoustic set and stuff, and just kind of get some music out there and get people to hear me outside of just what they've heard throughout the years. I've done a lot of covers with people. I've done a lot of band work. I was always afraid to be by myself and be out in the spotlight type deal. So this is finally like the first time I'm kind of like doing my own thing and you know, singing my own music. So yeah, that's what's next right now. The second project's already damn near written, so I just got to record that.
Well, we are here for you, love and support. We definitely got to get you back. Like we got to get you back, yo. Cause yeah. And to the folks out there,
I just want to tell you real quick.
What,
Dave? I just want to say, Falling to Pieces is my shit right now. I just want you to know that.
Thank you. That was actually in response to me being cheated upon. So
see, there you go. There you go. We bring it full circle here in the groove. We in the groove. Yes. But I mean that low. But let me know what's my joint. Which I'm not going to keep doing that. I'm gonna post that in the group. Thank you all for watching, for your comments. You know, you comment, we can't get to all of them, but you know, we love all of you. And if you want to show us love and support, this is the way to do it. You know, we appreciate love. We CASHAPP, VENMO, PayPal, ZELLE. We full service here. I should post that in the group, I guess, at some point in time, because that allows us to keep, you know, the tech things happening and all of that, and to keep us going. So thank you for that. A shout out to Sue in the background. Y'all don't see Sue, but Sue is everything, keeping us going, keeping us moving, keeping us grooving. And next week's show, so normally, you know, it's 4, and it's always 4. But we hear you, we understand, and we're going to respond. So next week, it's the 5 Groove Masters, Keondae, Donnell, Trevor, Rainier, and myself. And we're going to do something we do once a season, Battle Royale. Or we will be doing once a season. The Battle Royale is our version of Versus. but we can't use that. So the battle royale, and we're doing, but you're gonna like the way we doing it anyway. We're doing LA and Babyface versus Terry Lewis and Jimmy Jam. So get ready. We are gonna be pulling out track after track after track for y'all next week. So on that note, we'll see you then. Again, we're gonna take conversation into the group. Love you, love all of you. One last sip, and Sue, hit the video and take us out.